that is closing. And I don't think, let's put it this way. Is Toronto ever going to get past Cleveland? Absolutely not. Are they even going to get past Boston at this point?
No.
All right, so now you're still talking about the third team in the league or the third team in the East at best, and that's a team that is as far as I'm concerned, on a little bit of a downgrade. Now you're looking at, well, if I sign for 4 years with the 76ers, that first year is probably going to be a bit of a struggle, but what about that second year when everybody is, all these young guys are in that maybe say like 22 to 24, 25 range, and like I said, as long as they can stay healthy, that could be a really dangerous team.
Well, yeah, because we actually, I didn't even mention, they also have a lot of bench guys that are young and still developing. They have TJ McConnell right now, who is considered or mixing of their starting point guard, sharing that duty with Jared Bayless. He's 25 years old. He was undrafted, but he's very talented, and people don't give him a lot of credit. He does deserve more than that. You have Robert Covington, again, another player who's 26 years old. He won't turn 27 until midway through the season itself. 76ers are considering giving him a contract extension. You also have Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, another first-round selection by the team, 22 years old. Nick Stauskas, another lottery selection, 23 years old. Rashawn Holmes, another young player. Justin Anderson, another player who fell into their lap via the Nerlens Noel trade. So you have a lot of young players in this team that are looking for more of a veteran presence. Because right now the only veterans they have are Jared Bayless, who's not the greatest veteran, not the greatest player out there.
He's a bench guy. I mean, he's a good guy to have around because he can do a few different things. But I think the biggest impact on his team is going to be a healthy Ben Simmons.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how much you guys watched him in college. He's an incredible player.
He's very talented, but it's a shame that we didn't get to see him play a single minute in his rookie season.
Well, that's because of the injury, and obviously he needs to come back and he needs to show that he is 100% after the breaking his foot, and hopefully for his sake that doesn't become an issue like it has for some other players who have had similar situations.
Greg Oden.
But assuming that it's not, and that he is healthy and he's ready to play next season. I mean, Kyle Lowry is a great point guard, but Ben Simmons is another guy who he can pass the ball as well as any point guard, and he can score 20 points a game. So I mean, he is a guy who is an otherworldly kind of a talent, and obviously we didn't see a minute of him this season because of the injury. So that guy, and then again, I don't know who Philadelphia is going to pick, whether it's going to be Josh Jackson or Jason Tatum or. It could be, there's a lot of different options. I don't think they'll go bigs because I don't think there's any reason to go big, and there's not really
you probably don't have any room
in this draft.
They don't have any room for bigs to go because
I mean they could if they felt like it, if there was somebody there they would, but there's not that guy. I mean this is a guard heavy draft this year, and guards are exactly what the Sixers need.
Guards are definitely what the Sixers need. There are some analysts out there who claim that the top 4 picks in the draft could all be guards. They're saying it could go Fultz, Ball, Fox, Smith Jr.
Jeez. I mean...
The NC State kid?
Yes, Dennis Smith.
Yeah, I mean, he's good. He's good. A little skinny for me, but, I mean, any of those 4 guys, and that very well could be the top 4. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that Josh Jackson is that much better than Jonathan Isaac, or same thing goes for Jason Tatum. I mean, these names certainly could get mixed around, and who knows if anybody's going to want to make a trade. But I mean, that still leaves the Knicks at number 8. So, where does that leave them as far as who they're going to wind up with, and would the Knicks take a shooting forward? If Jonathan Isaac drops to the Knicks. Or if Josh Jackson drops to the Knicks, do they take him, and then what do they do with Carmelo?
Oh, if Josh Jackson is still around when the Knicks come to pick, do they take him?
Oh, of course they would.
I'm
not saying they wouldn't, but where do you find minutes for the kid if Carmelo is still around?
Well, that's a huge if to begin with. I mean, you have to think that right now, this second, as of the roster next year, Carmelo Anthony is probably going to be on this roster. He holds all the cards on the table right now. So he's got Phil Jackson right where he wants him. I mean, let's think about this for a second. This guy has a no-trade clause, and he has the final say. So basically, it's all in Carmelo Anthony's hands. But as of right now, the second, he's going to be on the team, so the Knicks have to take that into consideration if they want to add depth.
Well, then, I said this on Monday's show. If the Knicks are going to trade Carmelo, they need to do it before the draft, because if our first-round pick has to be part of the equation, and especially in this draft. If you can get another first-round pick, whether it's, I don't know, anywhere from 15 to 25, you could still add a pretty good player. I don't know who the trading partner would be, but to me that would have to be, because if you look at the Celtics and I don't even know. I mean, obviously the Knicks are never going to get the number 1 overall pick. That's a pipe dream. Porzingis would have to be in the trade for that to happen. And
oh my God! If Phil Jackson thinks about trading Porzingis, he's trying to get fired.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen. But Porzingis, obviously, when you look at the end of the season and him blowing off the exit interview, he's not happy. And the only way that Porzingis will get traded is if he makes it very clear to the Knicks, once my contract's over, I'm out of here. This is a nut house that you have going here. So from that standpoint, Phil Jackson needs to do something to put some talent around Porzingis and to show him, look, we're building. We're looking for the future, and you're going to be our core guy. We need to build this around you. But what have the Knicks shown Porzingis in the first 2 seasons other than it's insane? When Phil Jackson is tweeting negative stuff about Carmelo Anthony, you're his best player. What does Porzingis see for his future?
I mean, that's always fair to say, but it all depends on how the Knicks go about things.
Well, I mean, that's every franchise. I would like to think that the Knicks at some point will start doing things the right way, but let's not hold our breath on that because it hasn't happened so far.
Well, it is the top of the hour, and you are listening to the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC, WHPC HD, Garden City. And if you want to call in after Tim, the number is 516-572-7440. And thank you very much, Tim, for calling in tonight and your draft insight. You guys can catch Tim, Leonard, from 10 to 11 a.m. Monday mornings on From the Pressbox. We'll be right back after these messages.